pyramids and cones in one-point perspective. So horizon line, vanishing point, always where I'm going to start something like this. Well, I think that you can figure out a lot of different stuff just using orthogonals. I'm going to start by drawing a few. Okay, so what I've done is use some tracking thinking to establish some footprints or some tiles here on the ground plane that I can then use some transparency type thinking to help me figure out how to build cones and pyramids on these ground planes or on these plans. Okay, well, cones are fairly easy. So I'll start with those. You're just going to insert an ellipse into that footprint. Now I've tried to make that footprint kind of look like a square, but I didn't set it up in any kind of methodical way. So this footprint is actually my estimation of what a square ought to look like. There's other ways to figure that out, but I'm suggesting that it's okay for this assignment to use a lot of kind of empirical or estimated observational type decision making. So you can kind of mix some ideas about projecting, tracking, and stacking, and also kind of look at those things and see if they look like they're fitting correctly on your paper. I need to find the point of the cone. So how do I do that? Well, the simplest way is to find the center of this and then use a vertical to pull that cone up out of there. I'm trying to decide how tall I want that cone to be. So I have some other cones that I don't want to go off my paper. I think I'll be okay. I'm using this kind of transparency thinking, a little bit of construction lines to help me place the point of the cone directly over its base. Sometimes I use a ruler, other times, I feel just fine freehanding some of these things. So I'm holding the pencil, kind of getting back on it, using the long length of my arm to help me get lines that are a little bit longer and thinner and straighter. Well, I like how tall that one was, so maybe I'll project across here. Using a lot of transparency, a lot of tracking and stacking type thinking to figure out how to size these things in the picture. And then of course the other thing that's helping me figure all this out are these lines, it's depth lines, orthogonals that are going back to the vanishing point. I'm going to use an eraser just to remove some of these construction lines from these pyramids. And I can use a little bit of a ruler to help guide my hand. Pick out some of these lines quickly. It's a normal course of things. You going to erase the lines that you don't need anymore and just keep restating and going over the lines that you want to save. And also pretty normal. Start free-handed. It's a little bit wobbly. It's gestural. It's honest. And then you come back and you can use your ruler to kind of come in and pick out the stuff that needs to be cleaned up and straightened out.